Allow me to ring.
This is NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Coming to you on this Tuesday night. Hi, everyone. Kevin Harlan, joined by Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr with Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. It's the Sacramento Kings and the Miami Heat. And now, presented by State Farm, we take a look at the matchups for our tip-off coming up moments from now. And guys, taking a look at Dwayne Wade, what will we see from him?
Well, he's such a dynamic scorer, Kevin. His jump shot is good, but not great, but it's his ability to get in close to the rim, using that agility, that athleticism, just the craftiness with the ball. He always finds his way to the basket.
You know, and I think that's part of his game that people marvel at but undervalue. He is tremendously athletic, and defensively, he uses that speed and strength and athleticism to be a difference maker. He's one of the best shot-blocking guards we've ever had in the history of the league. Some of the same things that enable him to break you down offensively allow him to be dominant defensively, too.
And, of course, they're looking forward to the return of Tyreke Evans.
And I don't think anybody expected them to be playing this well in his absence, guys. Somehow, they haven't really seemed to miss him at all. I was sure there'd be some kind of drop-off.
Well, we know that this is a well-rounded team, but I'm with you, Clark. I didn't think they'd be able to survive, and they may not be able to long-term, but for the time being, they're playing with great energy and unity, and they're doing a nice job making up for his absence. He is so good at working himself into the open spots on the floor inside that three-point line. Boy, you have to feel a little sorry for Kings fans. I mean, you think about what they've been through the last year or so. It looked like the team was all set to move to Anaheim. That fell through. Then there was a reprieve for Sacramento. They thought they had an exciting new arena deal. That fell apart, and now it's kind of back to square one. Nobody seems to know what's going to happen with this Kings franchise.
On defense, the Heat coming into this having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
And guys, when they had possession that night, it was a complete mismatch. The defense looked totally outmanned the entire game.
Steve, you're exactly right on that. I mean, it looked like they were in the layup line for most of the night.
Here's Clutch following the basket by DeMarcus Cousins. And that one's good. Harrington's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Just a roller coaster ride for Sacramento and Kings fans. Steve, you're right. Really, what I imagine the team wants is just to have some certainty of where their future is. You know, Clark, that's a big thing for any town, any team.
Without question, Kevin, anytime there's rumors swirling about a team as to where it's going to be located, it can't be good for anybody associated with the organization, especially the players.
Here's LeBron. Delonte West making his last shot. Just 5 to shoot.
Hammer time! Hammer time! Yeah, he's giving that breakaway rim a workout.
Yeah, he powered it down and then hung around.
Strong finish, and he just wanted to sit there and savor it for a second.
That was a nice replay, brought to you by Sprite. Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter.
Well, if you're a basketball fan, you remember Keith Smart hitting the game-winning jump shot for Indiana back in the 1987 Final Four. And went on to have a long career as an assistant coach in the league and now doing a nice job as the main man in Sacramento. Tell you what, whether there's an opening or not, this guy's going to attack the rim regardless.
Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Eric Spoelstra. And what'd you find out, Doris?
He told me he's wary about how they'll contend with DeMarcus Cousins inside. He said he's a beast in there, no doubt about it. Size, length, strength, and a ton of skill. The talent is really off the charts with him. And guys, he knows it won't be easy to muscle Cousins away from the rim, but he said that's what they've got to find a way to do. It won't be easy.
And thanks for that story, Doris. One-on-one fast break. He dishes it to Wade. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And Coach Smart likes to keep in touch with his players off the court using text messaging. Check in with them often.
Well, that's the way you got to do it these days. I mean, you got to take advantage of modern technology and be able to relate to your players, whether it's online social networking or whatever it is. I mean, you've got to be able to connect with your players as a coach on some level, and that's a good way for Coach Smart to do it.
So for the Kings, they come in off the loss to the Hornets in New Orleans.
Yeah, I went back and looked at the tape of that game, guys. I was shocked at how soft they played defensively.
Heck, you didn't need to go back to the tape. All you had to do was look at that box score. I mean, it's obvious they were giving up a lot of high percentage shots.
Now here's Brooks. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against the Hornets in New Orleans. 6 to shoot. Salmons kicks to Brooks. Plenty of space. And once again off the mark by Sacramento. The Heat have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first.
Well, about the only knock on LeBron is just that he can't get it done in the fourth quarter of big games. We saw that in the 2011 finals against Dallas. But, you know, that criticism starts to fade away once you're wearing a championship ring.
Now here's West. 11 points for him in that last game against New Orleans. Here's Cousins. Miami grabs the miss. And for LeBron last season, finally able to break through in his third finals appearance to win an NBA title, it had to be sweet.
Yeah, sometimes you have to fail before you can succeed. And at long last, a little vindication for LeBron. And I don't think he's done. I mean, before he's done, he wants to win not one, and not two, but perhaps he'd like to grab 3 of those titles. And you get the idea. They might have a chance if they can keep that team together and add some pieces.
Here's West. The Heat knocking down the tray. Great open look there. West has got 6.
And right now, he can do no wrong. Everything's working for him this quarter.
Harrington with a screen on West. Here's Clutch. Here's Wade. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. He's got 8.
And hard work on the boards, guys, leading to that putback.
The Kings trailed by 5. Here's Brooks. Right now averaging 15 points a game. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. The Kings shooting their first free throws of the game.
And as a club, they're kind of in the middle of the pack in the NBA in terms of their free throw shooting. About 76%.
And comparing to the numbers of last season, they've made a bit of improvement. So that's some positive momentum they can look to build on.
Chuck Hayes, he's checked in for DeMarcus Cousins. Here's Clutch. He had a career game last time out. Bucket after bucket.
Up high and down hard. That's right.
That's what you're using, brother.
The windmill finish. Now that's nasty. How do you do?
Finishes the play. Utter disregard for his own safety.
Look at his teammates. They're just shaking their heads. I mean, he must have told them to look out for that one.
Joel Anthony's checked in for Miami. The Kings trail by 6. He kicks it to Salmons. Fires from deep. Miami grabs the miss. LeBron's now got his 3rd rebound on the night. This is the 2nd time they've matched up against Sacramento.
Yeah, it was an easy win, mainly because they completely dominated the paint. The rebounding totals were really astounding.
The 17-footer goes down. And the Heat lead by 8.
You're going to have a heck of a time finding any flaws in his approach to the game offensively.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
And Clark, talk a little bit more about what Steve just said regarding the rebounding difference in the last matchup between these two teams.
Well, Kevin, the numbers speak for themselves. I mean, they had a major edge in that rebounding category, and that helped them gain an edge on the scoreboard, too.
The Kings trail by 8. Brooks outside. It's Delonte West on the wing. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
He's off.
That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. The 2K leaderboard is on the screen now to reveal the dominant scores in the NBA over the last month. And you look at Clutch, leading the league in points per game. Such a great player.
What a performance offensively it's been of late for him. He's really clicking right now.
Wade against Thornton. Here's Clutch. 1:37 left in the first. Clock at 6. Lewis dishes to Wade. Gets it to go. Wade's got 10.
They have no answer for him. He's just putting on a dominant display of offense.
Now here's West. 10 points for him. Offensive rebound. Thompson misses from short range. The Heat leading by 9. Lewis's screen on Salmons. The drive by.
Good team effort here, and that's what's gotten them this double-digit lead.
You know, I tell you what, Steve, the way they come out here in the first quarter, they might blow them out of the water.
And Sacramento has possession. After the Heat pick up 2, Salmons gets the bucket. The Heat shooting has been tremendous early. Their offense looking primed and ready for this matchup. Cole, the pass to Haslam. Cannot hit. And Sacramento will go the other way with it. 30 seconds left in the first quarter. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Yeah, he got whacked. Shouldn't be much debate on that one.
Yeah, that was as straightforward as it gets, guys.
The Kings have gone a perfect 7 of 7 from the line tonight.
And that's a little better than they did last year from the free throw line.
Al Harrington's checked in for the Heat. Here's Clutch. He's got 8. Here's Cole. Sacramento grabs the miss. Robinson's got 4 rebounds in this game. West kicks to Thornton. The 3. And it's D. Wade with the rebound. And now here comes Cole, leading the break. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. Cole's got his first points of the night. Here's Thornton. No good. And an overpowering first quarter effort. Already a double-digit advantage. Heat out front, leading by 10. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this.
On stands now. Grab the latest issue of 2K Style Magazine, Clutch with top billing, and NBA Idol.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Heat?
I was impressed with their transition game, guys. They really got out and ran the lanes.
Yeah, they did. I mean, no better way to get easy buckets than through fast breaks.
Clutch in a 2-guard. Haslam's out there with Al Harrington. Then it's LeBron James. And it's Wade in at the point guard position. That's the group on the floor for Miami. Here's Clutch. The dish to Harrington. Lets the 3 fly. Good on the shot. Harrington's got 6.
You know, he didn't have too much space to get that shot off, but for him, he had enough.
Brooks with it. Wade picks him up. Brooks dishes to Robinson. From beyond the arc and out of bounds as the Heat gain possession.
Let's see how the Kings have performed over the last few weeks. 4th in three-point field goal percentage. 10th in blocks. And they're in the top half of the league in scoring as well. Not too shabby.
And what jumps out at me, Clark, is the three-point percentage that you talked about. This is a team that you have to defend all over the floor, and it becomes such a task defensively when you have to cover out to the three-point line, because now it opens up passing and driving lanes inside.
Back to Brooks. Robinson sets a screen for Brooks. Here's Outlaw. The offensive rebound. Hayes misses in close. The Heat leading by 11. And it's Wade penetrating. Baseline try, and he drops that one in. Wade's got 14 points for the game.
He's been so solid. You've got to keep him out there on the floor, really doing a nice job for the offense.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Hi, Kevin. Clutch, in their last time out against the Cavaliers, had a huge game. He had 52 points, but also put up 4 boards. What a show it was as he put up some really amazing numbers when it was all said and done. Even we marveled at his performance, Kevin.
Well, thank you, Doris. Clark, what a game he's had.
I loved it. I mean, passion, intensity, focus, right on top of things. These are the games when you know you're feeling it and flowing nicely.
And when you have that, when you know it's there, you've got to attack. And that's exactly what he did. He took advantage of the circumstances and really came through with a phenomenal performance.
Back to LeBron. Throws up the alley-oop. And it's Wade with the jam.
I don't think it's possible to make a better pass than that, guys.
And he finished so well, Clark, too. Not too shabby on that jam.
Not bad at all.
And it takes perfect timing to pull off that alley-oop, but these two guys seem to have that.
And as always, the mid-part of the NBA season, quite a grueling part of the schedule. Right now, let's check out how the standings are shaping up in the East. Taking a look at Miami. And, of course, the Chicago Bulls. They're just sitting one spot down, right on their heels.
Well, you know, looking at Miami, they've continued their outstanding play. I mean, they're definitely one of those teams that everybody has in their sights again this year.
Well, you know, this is a team that doesn't have any glaring weaknesses. I mean, they're strong across the board on that roster. And I think as long as they stay solid and they stay healthy, it wouldn't surprise me if they made a strong push into the playoffs.
And, guys, the other thing to me that sets D-Wade apart as a penetrator and scorer is that even though he can beat multiple defenders, he typically always has his head up. He's seeing what's in front of him. And he's excellent at finding teammates and setting them up for shots as well as getting his own.
And the Heat making a change here. Jones is checked in. Fredette, the pass to Cousins. No good. The Heat leading by 17. The alley-oop pass. Out of bounds. Sacramento takes possession. And a moment to check out Miami and who they've got coming up. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand. The Kings trail by 17. West kicks to Fredette. Back to West. Backing down. Robinson, covered by LeBron. And the shot is good. Robinson's got his second basket of the night.
They continue to barrel their way inside. And when's the defense going to adjust?
Well, I'm asking the same question myself, partner. I mean, that's 8 points out of their last 10 coming inside.
Garcia with the ball. Wade picks him up. Outside, Robinson passes it to Garcia. Shot on the wing, and Jones pulls it down.
Great close out there, forcing the errant shot.
Well, he made it a tough shot again. He didn't give up on it, and he got a hand up.
LeBron outside. He passes to Haslam. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. LeBron's now got 3 assists in the game. The Kings trail by 17. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Here's Robinson. It's hauled in by the Heat.
Well, I tell you what, guys, his struggles from the field have definitely taken their toll on the team today.
Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team.
Yeah, you know the fans out in Memphis really hoping their team can win that one.
Shot clock at 6. Here's Clutch. Rebound by DeMarcus Cousins. Cousins has got his 3rd rebound on the night. Here's West. The shot is off. Wade with the defensive effort. LeBron dishes to Wade. Heat moving the ball around. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Well, against opposing ball handlers, this guy's a terror. I mean, he's got great discipline, quick hands, and wonderful anticipation. So you've got to be very careful with the ball when you're around him.
He's got plenty of sweetener in this game, a little flair in this package. Not a guy you have to call a play for. He can size you up and take you apart.
Norris Cole is checked in for James Jones. Then for the Kings, Hayes comes in for DeMarcus Cousins. And Travis Outlaw subbed in for Jimmer Fredette. Here's LeBron. The pass to Wade. Guarded by Garcia. Haslam, that's good. Haslam's got 4 points in the quarter.
It looks like he's finding his touch now because the shots are starting to fall.
Well, guys, Eric Spoelstra is really a young coach, but he's worked his way up from video coordinator to being one of the outstanding head coaches in the league. To be where he is, coaching one of the very elite teams in the NBA in Miami, you couldn't ask for a better position or a better opportunity. But I really have great respect and admiration for the way he's handled that and grown into that position. It's one of the better stories in the league in my mind.
And LeBron gets it to go with the assist from Cole. 8 points for LeBron. The Kings shoot. West with the ball. He's got 12. Garcia passes to West. The feed to Garcia. They need this. The shot is off. Now the Heat take it the other way.
Well, you talk about the job that Eric Spoelstra has done for the Heat, Clark. A young coach, certainly, but he's earned the opportunity to coach this roster. And he's shown that he's up to the task. One of the brightest young coaches in the game. Well, after a slow first quarter, he's starting to pick it up a bit here.
This is to Robinson. Feeds to Garcia. Latrey. Offensive rebound. Robinson, that's good. Robinson's got 7 points in the game.
If you don't box him out more effectively than that, he's going to eat you up on the offensive boards.
Here's Clutch. And count the bucket. And that reminds me, did either of you guys see him in that last press conference?
With him, it's always team in his answers. He's always about the team. He never lets himself get dragged into a conversation about himself for very long at all, guys.
And, you know, reporters may not like it because he's not going to give you the most exciting sound bites over and over again. But you know what? Those comments do send a clear message to the rest of the organization that he's on board with what they're doing.
That was a nice finish to an excellent possession.
Here's Cole. Shot is blocked. And the Kings pushing it up now. Garcia's shot is good. The Heat leading by 21. Here's Cole. Right now averaging 5 points a game. Robinson pulls it in.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
And stolen by LeBron. One-on-one fast break. Powers down the dunk.
Not stop. There's no way to stop that. I mean, there's nothing you can do when he's coming at him like that.
Well, that's right, Clark. Steve, he is a dangerous player.
Yeah, especially when he gets to that launching pad right there in the lane. I mean, a pretty one-handed finish. That was nice.
Kicks to Cole. Out of bounds. Sacramento takes possession. And let's look now at the group of young players that have been locked in from the charity stripe. Your leading rookie free throw shooters of the past month. And you look at Clutch, second in the NBA. He's so great from the line.
Well, he got locked in at the foul line a few weeks back, and he's stayed that way ever since.
Well, he's got as smooth a stroke as just about any of the first-year guys. I don't think there's any question about that.
.124 left in the first half of the game. West outside. He feeds it to Garcia. Back to West. He dishes it to Outlaw. Knocked away. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. LeBron with the ball. And that one's good. Clutch has got 10 points in the quarter.
I can imagine they're going to hear an earful about this next stop. I mean, that's 3 straight field goals given up right in the middle of the lane. Inexcusable.
Well, defense starts at the rim. I mean, you want teams shooting the ball from the outside, and that's not happening. They're just giving up everything inside.
Well, they keep going right back to the paint, and who can blame them? I mean, they're getting it done in there.
Yeah, 3 of their last 5 buckets, guys, have come from inside the lane area, so I'd expect them to continue to go inside right at the defense.
And Garcia kicks it to West. He kicks it to Garcia. From the arc, gets it to go. Garcia's got 5 points so far.
And he loves operating in that kind of space.
The Heat leading by 20. The shot and game clock separated by 4. The drive by Wade. The leaner. And he nails the jumper. 18 points for him.
Something has to change, guys. That's 10 straight points coming in the paint against this team.
Well, they got to collapse in there, and everybody's got to be conscious of it. It's a team effort in protecting the paint. Control the ball, and then everybody's got to get in there and keep the defense locked down.
Back to West. Over Wade. And no good trying to get that one. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Heat out front, just dominating this one. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the third quarter. But right now, it's time for the Sprint Halftime Show with Damon Bruce.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Damon Bruce here. Welcome to halftime. So far, a lopsided game out at American Airlines Arena. Heat came out like they had something to prove. They look to continue their winning streak. A sensational first half for Clutch. He's piled up 18 points, and as usual, he's been handing out a lot of assists. And no shortage of desire from the Kings side of things. Wiping the glass defensively. Look, no streaks. They're preventing any second-chance opportunities. Their top scorer, Delonte West. He's got a dozen points and some nice plays offensively, getting the assists going. And back to Miami we go. Thanks so much for being with us.
A magnificent view of glowing high-rises in downtown Miami as we welcome you back. Dwayne Wade really has his fingerprints all over this one.
The way he's moved through the defense so far through 2 quarters, it's like everybody but him is in slow motion.
Well, he's just that quick going to the basket, Steve. I mean, the help defense just isn't getting there in time, and he's been able to finish.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the floor for Sacramento, Robinson at 4 with Cousins at the 5. Delonte West is out there with Brooks, and it's Salmons in at the 3 slot.
And defensively, you want to keep the ball as far away from the hoop as possible.
Yeah, because he's too good inside, Steve. I mean, he'll make you pay every time in there.
And Cousins kicks to Brooks. And they call over the back here. Too much contact.
Well, he gave the officials no choice there. Easy call. Went right over the top.
Yeah, he's got to go straight up when he's under the boards in that kind of traffic. Can't chest first into the man in front of you. That's a foul.
Pass to Harrington. 3-pointer. And that one's good. Harrington's got 9.
That's what a good solid screen will do for you. Gets you a good look at the hoop.
Brooks kicks to Cousins. The dish now to Salmons. For the 3. Offensive rebound. Here's Cousins. And he finishes on the layup. Cousins has got his 3rd basket of the night.
Well, he's been scoring pretty well on just a few attempts. It might help him out if he was a bit more assertive.
Well, when you look at DeMarcus Cousins, it's just amazing, his skill and his size. 6'11", 270, but he can pass, he can shoot, he's got great hands, he's got tremendous potential. It's just a matter of him working hard to be consistent on a nightly basis.
West outside, backing down his Cousins. Second chance effort, and no mistakes on the layup. Cousins has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the hit.
That's how you do it, the bump and the bucket.
And big men with size and talent of DeMarcus Cousins don't come along all that often. He's a strong player, great rebounder, marked the ability to score inside and out.
And, you know, he's continuing to make strides. He's cut down on his turnovers. Shot selection is getting better. His footwork is excellent. This is a guy who could really be a force for a long time if he stays on this path.
Passed away. Well, we're into the third quarter. Just over 2.5 minutes played. Harrington for 3. Rebound by Delonte West. West has got 3 rebounds now in this one.
Finally a miss, but still 4 for 5 shooting to start this third quarter.
That's good. Now Wade. 20 points for him. Haslam a screen on Salmons. Here's LeBron. Second chance shot. Haslam can't get it to go. The Kings trailed by 21. There's the pass to Selmans. Jacks up a three. It's hauled in by the Heat. Clutch has got his 4th rebound in this one. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the 3rd quarter. And it's good. 22 points for Wade.
Again, they attack the hoop from the lane, and it's been really good to them.
Yeah, they're getting whatever they want down there. That's 4 of their last 5 buckets coming in the paint area.
The feed now to Cousins. Dishes it to West. It's hauled in by the Heat. Wade outside. He passes to LeBron. Over Robinson. The shot's good from LeBron. LeBron's now got 4 points in the quarter.
Boy, I love the way they've been attacking inside, Kevin.
Now, guys, they're getting a lot of points in the painted area, not settling for outside shots, and I don't see any reason to change strategy here.
West gets the bucket. The Heat leading by 23. Wade outside. Here's Clutch. Shoots. Sacramento grabs the miss. Selman's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. They get to take on the Magic at Orlando after this one. That will be the 4th of the string of 5 played on the road. Here's Cousins, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Well, DeMarcus Cousins in this one, he's got 8 points and a pretty good rebounding performance from him also.
Yeah, he's been a stat.
Feeds it to Outlaw. Kicks it to Thornton. Shard Lewis pulls it in.
Some rugged defense there against one of the stronger finishers in the game.
Anthony kicks to Allen. Here's Clutch, covered by Outlaw. And he bangs it home with one hand.
You know, it's really the kind of game you expect from him, guys. I mean, extremely efficient, taking a lot of good shots.
West kicks to Outlaw. He feeds it to Thornton. The 3. Anthony against Thompson. Goes back up. And Hayes kicks to Outlaw. Good on the triple. Outlaw's got 5. And here's Wade. He's got 22. Now here's Anthony. Allen outside. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. To the inside. Clutch. Jams it with authority.
You know, how exciting is it, guys, to see him go hard to the basket like that? I love it.
It's always fun to see, and it's one of the sights you can count on when he's out there, for sure.
Yeah, but you've got to try to do more to slow him down. You can't play him so soft near the hoop.
It's just been a brutal outing for him. He still hasn't managed to make a shot.
Oh, my goodness. What a huge play.
That's taking it strong right there.
Yeah. We're just over a minute and a half now into the 4th. Chalmers takes it up, and he converts the layup.
They are in attack mode right now. That's 10 straight points, guys, all coming inside the paint.
And Steve, if I'm them, I'd keep going right to the heart of that defense like they have been until they do something about it. If they don't offer resistance, take everything you can get in there.
Clutch in at shooting guard. James Jones is out there with Joel Anthony. Then there's Chalmers, and it's Miller in at the small forward. That's the group on the floor for Miami. Here's Clutch. That's good, and so Chalmers with the assist. Chalmers has got 3 assists tonight.
That's his first 3-pointer of the half. Remember, he did make one in the first half as well.
Here's Fredette. Puts up the runner and hits. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the 4th. Heat have gotten all 3 of their shots to drop here in the 4th quarter. They came out of the break on a roll. Here's Clutch. He dishes it to Anthony. Shoots over Cousins, and there's another one for the Heat.
They're just getting better offensively as the game goes along, making good choices and getting high percentage shots.
And they're playing hard and playing smart too, Steve. They've just been very, very good.
And there's the foul. It's on Clutch. That'll be his second foul of the game. And the Heat making a change here. Allen's checked in, and the Kings will go for a different look here. Jason Thompson is checked in for Cousins. Thompson comes in for Robinson. Travis Outlaw is checked in for John Salmons. And it's Garcia in for Aaron Brooks. Chalmers' shot is no good. The Kings have gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Fredette dishes to Garcia. Over Anthony. The shot misses. And it's Miami the other way. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Here's Clutch. Blocked. The Kings shooting 38% from the field. A pretty weak showing for them. Thompson passes to Garcia. Good on the three-point shot. Here's Chalmers.
You know, it's kind of fun to look at some of the studies that come out of the sabermetrics community, these numbers crunchers. They've got their place. One of the recent ones studied player types and positions. One finding was that versatile small forwards who can shoot the three-pointer are tremendously valuable as far as wins added to the total.
Every once in a while, he'll kind of step out of his role and give you something like that.
He'd have gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. And that one's good. And Clarkie has talked about that study and, you know, the value of the versatile three-point shooting small forward, for instance. You know, there are not a lot of those, Steve, and that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's changed the game, really, Kevin, when you think about it. Guys like Paul Pierce, Kevin Durant, Rudy Gay, Gallinari. Because one thing coaches are doing is moving those three men and playing them as small fours. So you put those guys at the power forward spot, and you're shooting threes out there. It just really opens up the floor, and it changes the game dramatically.
Fredette kicks to Garcia. Thompson, covered by Anthony. Here's Johnson. Goes up again, and so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Chance to check out the Sacramento Kings' upcoming schedule. When this game is done, they'll be off to Orlando, and they'll take on the Magic. And that game will be 4 out of 5 on the road for the team. That's good from Johnson.
Well, one thing that's been around in other sports but really didn't have a home in the NBA until the last CBA was contract renegotiation. Now, that is something that both players and GMs will have to consider each year.
And the Kings making a change here. Hayes is checked in. Here's Clutch. Lets it go from deep. They get the rebound. The shot will not go.
So far, he hasn't made much of a contribution at the offensive end.
Fredette dishes to Garcia. Fredette kicks to Garcia. There's the triple. Scooped up. Here's Hayes. Outlaw up on top. Johnson right side. He kicks it to Fredette. Over Chalmers. Nice persistence to tip it back up and in.
Now, sometimes offensive rebounds are lucky, but he anticipates and gets to the right spot before the shot goes up.
And going back to contract negotiations, Steve, a lot of times a player can change due to age or injury, and teams can benefit that way.
And on the flip side of that, I mean, if you're a young player and you blossom into a star, you know, maybe you have an opt-out clause. You don't have to sit back and play out that contract, so you can get out of your deal and then renegotiate a longer-term contract. Great display of that mid-range touch right now.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with taking a step in and knocking down a few. I know you were a great marksman from the three-point line, but sometimes people only see the game in threes and layups. But that mid-range game is alive and well here tonight.
Here's Clutch with the lead pass. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat.
Well, there's so much great talent in the league right now, and as you guys look around, how many surefire Hall of Famers do you see? I mean, KG, Duncan, Kobe, Kidd, probably Ray Allen.
Yep.
Nash and Dirk, I guess, would be in there too.
Yep. King shooting struggles apparent. 37% from the field. Fredette with it, and it's Miller picking him up. Garcia can't get it to go. Heat have gone 8 of 13 from the field since the start of the fourth, sinking the majority of their shots. Here's Chalmers, and that one's good. Steve, all those guys you just talked about, Garnett, Duncan, Kobe Bryant, I mean, they all seem like locks in the Hall in my book. Any we missed?
Well, Jason Kidd, for sure. Looking down the road, LeBron, obviously, Wayne Wade. There's some amazing talent in the NBA right now. Durant ultimately is a Hall of Famer as well. So we might as well just sit back and enjoy it, Kevin.
Just like they drew it up, fellas.
And the King shooting has been dreadful lately, around 28% here in the fourth. Fredette kicks to Johnson. Fires it up. Ray Allen pulls it in. Allen's got his fourth rebound in this one.
Nice little rebounding advantage they're enjoying here.
Yeah, and that's the reason they've got this big lead. I mean, they're dominating the glass and really being tougher than their opponent.
Fredette kicks to Garcia. Johnson. Shot to stop the run. Hayes the pass to Outlaw. That drops.
He can't seem to stop anybody inside.
They got to know that if they don't make life tougher in the paint, their opponent is just going to keep going there. I mean, it's not like they'll get tired of all these in-close opportunities. He power surged that one down. Wow.
Yeah, good term to use. One of the game's top dunkers for sure.
Oh, no question. And he loves to attack the rim, doesn't he?
Here's Johnson up with it. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Johnson's got 4 points this quarter.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'd love to see the return of the NBA to Seattle. The Sonics, obviously a great franchise in their time there. They eventually moved to Oklahoma City, but it sure would be nice to see a team back in Seattle sooner or later.
Well, one of his issues is he's a player that just does not excel at fighting through contact on his way to the rim.
Garcia can't get it to go.
Great job defending the hoop there.
So important to have good presence defensively inside.
Here's Clutch. Pass to Miller. 6 on the shot clock. Good luck. And that one's good. Clutch has got 17 points here in the second half. And part of what you mentioned with Seattle, Steve, they really do love their basketball up there and deserve to have a team. You've said it, in fact, many times on the air.
Well, you also have to look back at some of the great history they have up there in Seattle. Not just the teams in the 90s, but you go way back to the late 70s. And they won a title in the late 70s, so that city deserves to see another Sonics team at some point.
Miller outside. Here's Clutch. Rises up and throws it down.
Looks like this one's over. They really played well tonight.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, we can take it out of the oven. This game is cooked.
Fredette kicks to Garcia. A three-pointer, no good.
This is a nice lead they've built. Very good job controlling the glass this game.
You've got to be pleased as a coach to see how your team is boxed out. Very fundamentally sound basketball.
Fredette kicks to Johnson. Gets the bucket.
Exceptional play to take the bump and still get it up and down.
Yeah, way to stay with it and look to finish the play right there.
Sacramento making some changes. Lewis comes in for Mike Miller. And it's Norris Cole in for Mario Chalmers. Here's Clutch. Fredette comes with the double team. Here's Cole. That's good.
They're taking it to the hoop strong now, getting a lot of points in the paint.
And, Steve, I love it. I mean, I like to see guys attacking the rim and taking it to the paint. It's fun basketball to watch. It's not for the faint of heart, though. You got to be a man to go in there strong.
Anthony right side. Allen. 1:04 left in the fourth. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense.
Well, one goal of the new collective bargaining agreement was to make it so that there was more parity in the league. You know, that is where teams had a better chance to compete year to year. But, you know, you look at the title winners, a lot of it still comes down to how much luck you have in the draft. I don't know that you can legislate parity. It comes down to who has the most talent, and basically that's up to either luck in the draft or what kind of job each team does putting a team together. And that one should remove all doubt about the outcome of this game. This thing's over.
Now it's just a matter of what the winning margin's going to be.
Here's Cole. There's the dish to Anthony. Lewis. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And Steve, what you said about how winners are built, a lot of it does come down to luck, I think, in so many ways.
Yeah, you have to win the lottery in the right year, or maybe just pick the right guy when nobody else is high on him. And I mean, there's some luck involved. There's no question. But that's just the nature of it. That's kind of life. There's always an element of luck in everything, but you've got to also make your own luck. You've got to be well prepared for that opportunity when it arises.
Allen dishes to Lewis. Passes it to Anthony. Back to Allen. Marked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. And the Kings making a change here. There's 10 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Fredette with it. Can't connect from long distance. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark, Steve, and Doris, and the rest of the crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Last but not least, here is your Jordan Player of the Game, Clutch.
Well, 41 points, quite a game. Without a doubt, you were a critical part of this team's win. Any comment on how you scored so much?
Man, I think I had so many points because our team was playing the pace we wanted. It seemed that each trip down the floor, we were able to get exactly what we wanted with our offensive set, and I just happened to be the benefactor of that. When we get in the groove, man, we can put up a lot of points in a hurry, and somebody's going to have to finish those chances. Tonight, it just happened to be me.